Hey, I'm Aaron Childress, and this is the Major Cast. Mentioning law enforcement and gun control in the same sentence is how internet battles begin. By the end of the conversation, dumpsters and cars are on fire, all the puppies are dead, and roof Koreans have come out. In many cases, all of the above have valid arguments. However, instead of going that route, let's instead take a look at an occurrence recently which seems to have all of these diametrically opposed forces aligning. Sheriff's Deputy Trip Castor of North Carolina has taken a stand against unconstitutional laws that he may at some point be asked to enforce. Instead of caving, he has instead chosen to stand in front of the powers that be and state that he will not comply. And not only does he say this defiantly, he then goes on to state exactly why he will defy, which, either side of the Gadsden or the Blue Line argument you find yourself on, this man states what is at the heart of this battle.
I just want to personally and publicly go on record supporting this resolution before us this evening. You know, guys, it's simple, like a lot of them have said. The Constitution needs no explanation. It's been enforced for several hundred years now. It's easy to understand. It says what it means what it says. And the last time I read the Declaration of Independence, it specifically reminds all of us that we're endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, which means God-given. Among these, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And that governments were instituted among men specifically to secure our God-given rights. And it says when government becomes destructive to these ends, meaning when they go above and beyond trying to secure our liberties and trying to take them, it's the right of the people to alter or abolish that government, either by voting or ultimately, God forbid, to use our Second Amendment rights to protect ourselves from tyranny.
He says it is the right of the people to alter or abolish that government, either by voting or ultimately, God forbid, to use our Second Amendment rights to protect ourselves against tyranny. Now remove that part about him being an officer for a moment and instead say what he is saying about our inalienable rights out loud. That is pure truth.
And I'm just asking all of y'all to unanimously join our sister counties of Wilkes, Surrey, Stokes, Lincoln, and Cherokee and get on board with this thing and publicly demonstrate to us that you're willing to uphold and honor the same oath I took when I put my hand on God's word and held my other hand up to him and swore that I'd give my life to defend that Constitution.
I am not a Blue Line fanatic at all. You'll find me on the Gadsden side of the argument 99 times out of 100, but I have to give credit where credit is due. And this man is declaring that he is neither complicit nor a tyrant.
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but regardless of what y'all do or don't do, I'm not going to enforce an unconstitutional law. I'm going to
He says, I'm not going to enforce an unconstitutional law.
I'm going to protect the people of this county regardless of what's done here. So I'm just praying. I've been praying about this thing all week, that God would touch y'all's heart and say, hey, let's get on board. Let's do the right thing. Let's let these people know that we're here to support them, and we're not going to allocate any personnel, finances, resources, or facilities to infringe on their liberties. Thank you.
Look, law enforcement officers in this country who do not find themselves on Mr. Castor's side of the argument are finding themselves opposing the Constitution, you, me, puppies, and roof Koreans. Make no mistake, all will be held accountable for tyranny regardless of a uniform. And that brings us to the impeachment watch. Finally, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats have finally decided to deliver the impeachment documents to the Senate. So what's next for you and for me? Nothing. For President Trump? Nothing. This is a charade. It has near zero chance of delivering a conviction, removal, or even a resignation. This is a charade. For so long, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and their lot have branded themselves on the removal of Trump. If his first term came to an end without them doing this, they would be damning themselves to their own base. They had to. As far-fetched and bungling as it has been this whole time, they had to do it. And they picked their poison. Do they anger Trump or do they anger their own base? They chose to anger Trump and ensure the continuation of their own salaries via their own base. That's how I see it. I see it as a money move. In the coming months, they want to be viewed as martyrs. They know they can't win this, but they want to play the victim, as they always do. They will claim that even their own trial that they wanted was rigged. We will hear about this for years. Look, this mess, it's a mess, and we're going to pay for it. And Pelosi doesn't pay for it, Schiff doesn't pay for it, and Trump doesn't pay for it. You and I pay for it. What do you think about the impeachment? And also share your thoughts about the tension in Virginia with pro versus anti-gun groups clashing. Again, folks, this has been the Major Cast. I'm your host, Aaron Childress. Thank you for joining me.